Hey, what's up YouTube? Back at it again with another video. So today I thought I'd try to do something different. Today I'm going to be doing a tier list for all the mainline Sonic games. So without further ado, let's begin. Also, for some reason Shadow is missing here. I guess, I guess whoever made this considers Shadow a Shadow game, but I think Shadow is a mainline game, but even if it was here, I would have probably put it in the in D. I don't really like that game that much. The controls are kind of crap. But without further ado, let's actually begin. So first, I'm gonna start with Sonic 1. The one that started it all. A lot of people say that this game is it's kind of bad. I mean, I can see where they're getting at. It's not as fast. The level design is not as well made as like the later games, but I mean, it's still a fun game through and through. It did start the series and all that. I do like how it has more of an emphasis on platforming since this was his first game. So I'm gonna put Sonic 1 in B tier. I still think it's a great game. It's just very slept on nowadays. People always say, "Oh, just play Sonic 2 or Sonic 3," but honestly, I think Sonic 1, deserves to be played. All right, next, let's see. I'll do Sonic 2. Next in line, Sonic 2. Whew, I love this game. I know a lot of people lately have been coming out the woodwork saying that they don't like it. I mean, they say that the difficulty is unfair, and I can see that sometimes, especially like the Metropolis Zone. The enemy placement can be a little rough, but I mean, think about it though. This game introduced so many things that became staples. It introduced the half pipe. That's used in most of the games. Half pipe was in Sonic Heroes, Sonic Generation, Sonic 4 Episode 2. It also introduced Super Sonic. I love Super Sonic. It also introduced the 7th Chaos Emerald, and it also brought the Spin Dash. And the Spin Dash is great because Sonic 1 had a problem where, in order to get speed, you would have to either like go back and get a running start, or you have to find somewhere to roll and get some speed. But now in Sonic 2, with the introduction of the Spin Dash, all you really got to do is press the jump button a few times, and you get an instant boost of speed. Sonic 2 was also when they really doubled down on using the momentum and the physics to create interesting level design. For example, I know in Green Hill Zone, fake Sonic fan alert, but in Emerald Hill, I know there's a pathway where if you spin dash and just the right speed, you can go a little pathway and get an extra life. One of the only things I really don't like about this game are the special stages. Like, oh my god, like they're better in the iOS remake because they're actually smooth and the draw distance is better, but on the Genesis version, they were rough, especially if you had Tails with you, because Tails he can pick up rings, but he get hit all the time. It was awful. The special stages are really crap in Sonic 2, in my opinion. So, but I mean, let's see. Special stages are hard, but it doesn't really detract overall from the main experience, because the level design in Sonic 2 is in my opinion some of the best we've seen, because it really doped down on the speed and the performance. You have to really try in Sonic 2 to do good. So I'm gonna put Sonic 2 in A tier. I know a lot of people may not agree with me on that, but I really think Sonic 2 is a great game. It also introduced the Death Egg, and I love the Death Egg. That Death Egg Zone in Sonic 3 was cool, and the Death Egg Zone in Sonic 2 was cool, even though it was only 2 bosses, but those bosses were great. Alright, next game, Sonic CD. Sonic CD is a weird one, honestly. It doesn't really play like a Sonic game like that. The level design is so huge and expansive. It doesn't really promote speed that well. And you may be thinking, well, you gotta time travel, you gotta get speed to time travel. Yeah, but there are certain areas in the game, like you see like 2 springs back to back where the game's like, okay, this is where you go to time travel. So it's not really keeping your speed, it's more as finding areas that give you speed. But Sonic CD introduced Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic is one of my favorite villains, period. I love his design. He's so good. I wish Sega would do more with him, but they haven't really done anything cool with him since Sonic Heroes, and he has done just in the comic books. But Sonic CD also introduced Amy Rose, which funnily enough the manual says it's Sally, but don't be fooled, it's not. That's Amy Rose, okay? Sonic CD is, like I said before, it's just a really weird game, but the soundtrack is great. Both soundtracks, the United States soundtrack is more atmospheric, and the Japanese soundtrack is very funky. It's like, yeah. But just that level design is really hard to get accustomed to, because it's not really Sonic-like, and so you gotta really get in a different mindset when you play this game. And the bosses are piss easy. They're so easy, it's not even a challenge. And the game in general is a little too easy. Like, I wish there was more challenge. Sometimes it makes the game a little boring to play. And also, don't play the original Sega CD version, because oh, dude, the spin dash is nerfed in there, and you know the frame rate is all sucky, and the special stages are good in the remake, but in the original they're kind of rough because like the frame rate's bad and all that. So if we're talking in terms of the iOS of the remake by Christian Whitehead, this game goes in B tier, but if we're talking about the original game, it goes in C tier. But I'm pretty sure everyone nowadays only plays the remake, so this Sonic CD is gonna go into B tier. Boop. Alright, so this is kind of weird because for some reason I consider Sonic 3 and Knuckles to be the true Sonic 3 experience. So I'm not gonna judge these games as individual because I don't play them individually, and I don't think anyone should, because Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the true experience. All I'm gonna tell you now is guaranteed it's S rank. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is in my top 5 favorite Sonic games of all time. It did so much for the series. It introduced lore. It introduced Knuckles. He's a badass. The Master Emerald, the Super Emeralds. It actually introduced story. The level design was at its peak. There's so many good things about this game. Soundtrack, like I said, the level design, the levels themselves are just. This is such a great game. Such a great game. I might do a video just on Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or I might do like a little playthrough, let's play commentary. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section below. But Sonic 3 and Knuckles, there's so much I can say about it, but I'll save that for another video. Goes in S tier. All right, now let's go. I don't know what this is. I think that it just says this might be Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I'll put that in S tier too, just to be safe. All right, now it's next for the first true 3D Sonic game, Sonic Adventure. Now this game gets a bad rep lately. It hasn't aged well. What's the deal with all the characters? These cutscenes suck. The voice acting is bad, and honestly, I just don't agree. Sonic Adventure is a great game. Sure, not all of it is great. Like, I could do without the big content. And Amy, she could be fun, but her acceleration is too slow. But I like Sonic Adventure for how it revolutionized the series. Sonic 3 and Knuckles was the first step. But Sonic Adventure took that step and just ran with it. It took that stuff and it ran with it. Even just from the opening cutscene, you can tell that Sonic Adventure was made with a lot of passion. Had that beautiful 3D cutscene with "Open Your Heart" blaring in the background. Sonic giving you that cheeky grin. You see chaos. Perfection. Sonic Adventure 1 also is probably one of the best. Probably the best control scheme out of 3D games. Yeah, I even think Sonic Adventure 1 controls better than Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic is so smooth and fluid in Sonic Adventure, and the level design is great because the levels were made for all the characters in mind. Like, each section of the level were built for a certain character, right? And you may think that might be a disservice to the game, but that actually really worked out in its favor, because Sonic was able to take advantage of a lot of really cool shortcuts that you wouldn't think he'd be able to do. But since his control is so nice and tightly designed, you can actually do things like spin dash jumping and all that. I'm gonna do a video about Sonic Adventure sometime down the road as well to really get my thoughts about it. I also really like the story in Sonic Adventure. Story is a very important part of Sonic, as anyone that's seen my previous video knows. But Sonic Adventure really took the story and was like, we're gonna make something epic, something dramatic, something heartfelt, something amazing. Like Gamma. I like how Gamma was able to. Gamma's story is probably the best. He became self-aware. He rebelled against Eggman, and then he had to die in the process. Really good stuff. I put Sonic Adventure in A tier. It only gets dragged down by Big and Amy, in my opinion. All right, next, Sonic Adventure S rank. Let me explain a little bit. Sonic Adventure 2 to me is probably one of the pinnacle Sonic games out there. It has a good story, and I know people may disagree with me on this, but it probably has the best story out of any Sonic game. It also has whatchamacallit, I like the gameplay. I see a lot of people say that the game's only 1/3 is good, but I just can't understand that, because the treasure hunting levels, okay, that's a level most people don't like, but I don't see what's wrong with them. Yeah, Mad Space is annoying, but all the other levels are really well designed, and you're fast enough that you can get through these levels in like 5 minutes or less. You just run around and then you get the beeping noise. It also doesn't help the fact that people say it's not Sonic, but I mean, Sonic has always been about having different play styles. So I don't understand why people complain about something not being Sonic when Sonic is a lot of things. All right, Sonic isn't just one thing, and the three pillars of Sonic that we could all agree on is its speed, platforming, and exploration. And Sonic Adventure 2 does wonders in making like the speed, the speed stages. The platforming is like I guess I'll consider that the mech shooter levels, and the exploration is the treasure hunting. So Sonic Adventure really does do a good job at bringing the Sonic, like, just bring Sonic into 3D. Like, well, not bringing him into 3D, but it does good at being a 3D Sonic game. This is also another game I'm gonna have to make a whole video on because I have a lot of opinions on Sonic Adventure 2. All right, well, let's go next. Sonic Heroes. I like Sonic Heroes. It's fun. I don't really have that much to say about it. I like the fact that Metal Sonic is in there. The music is great. Sonic Heroes soundtrack is up there, some of the best music in the series. It sucks that the story was kind of nerfed because the writer, like, for Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 wanted to put a lot of story in Sonic Heroes, but they didn't. But I think Sega, if I remember correctly, I think they made the levels first and then they had the story afterwards. So he was very limited in what he could do, but the gameplay is fun. I really like the Heroes gameplay. I like the team mechanic. I wouldn't mind if they brought that back, but I don't really have that much to say about it. I don't really like Team Chaotix's gameplay because that shit is boring, very boring. Oh, you gotta put out all the candles. Ooh. But if you just play like Team Sonic, Team Dark, I say the game is easy. It's a hard one because the controls for the game are kind of weird too. It's a little slippery, but think about this for a second. I'll put it in A, B, question mark tier. I'll leave it at A. Nah, because I put it at A tier. I might go back and change my mind and put it in B. Whew. Look at the next game we got. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Easy. Actually though, I think I'll put this game in D tier because while it may not be a good game, I respect it. I respect the ambition that Sonic Team had in it. You can see that there was passion put behind this game. They wanted this game to be good. But if I remember correctly, Sega really wanted to push this game out early for the holiday or the Xbox 360's release or whatever. So the game had to be rushed, unfinished. But I can respect all that this game has done. The game actually, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. But I actually like the story of Sonic 2006. Like, sure, they did some of the characters dirty. Like, Sonic was kind of an idiot. But, like, characters like Shadow was done real justice in Sonic 06. Like, that was probably the last time Shadow was really Shadow. And I do like some of the character interactions that was there. I do like Mephiles the Dark. He's a badass villain. I like the darker tone overall. I like my Sonic games to have a little bit of edge to them. I know, call me edgy, ooh, but I like that stuff. So I'll put it in D. Also, if we're talking about soundtracks, it'd be S tier. Sonic 06's soundtrack is some of the greatest music I've ever heard in a video game. Music, period. It's so good. Actually, I probably have some Sonic 06 music playing in the background right now that I think about it. So, if you're listening to that, Sonic 06 music is great. Let's see, what else is next? Oh, Sonic Unleashed. The game that pretty much kept Sonic from dying. I like Sonic 06. Sonic 06. Exposed. I like Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed is a great game. People complain about the Hedgehog, but I don't see the issue. I like games like Devil May Cry and God of War, so an action game like this is like an action game like that doesn't really bug me. The only issue is I hate how the beautiful stage music is interrupted every time to get you. But the story, even though there's not really much there because a lot of content was cut in Sonic Unleashed, the story is nice. It had epic moments. That's what I look for in a Sonic game. Had good characters. Chip was great. I love Chip. amazing. The daytime stages is Sonic Unleashed. You know, it was the first boost game. I think it was the pinnacle of boost design. Like, these levels are so good. Yet again, I'm gonna make a video dissecting Sonic Unleashed daytime stages, why I love them so much and why they're so well designed. I do like, there's a lot of collectibles like the Sun and Moon medals, which people say are annoying, but they really weren't that hard to find. There's a lot of side quests. I do like the fact that you could talk to the townspeople and like there's actual side stories and all that. Very great game. One of my favorites up there. I haven't played it in a while though, so just to be safe, I'm gonna put it in A tier in case I go back and revisit it and I don't like it. Also, soundtrack wise, S rank. Let's see here. What's next? Sonic 4. Honestly, I'm gonna get this over with real fast. This game is kind of boring and forgettable. It's not. It doesn't suck. It's just kind of mediocre. I put that in C tier. Very boring game. The physics were all off. You know, it's just kind of forgettable. Sonic 4 Episode 2. Actually, yeah, Sonic 4. I'll do this first. Sonic 4 Episode 2, on the other hand, I think is a step up. I put this in B tier because while the physics aren't, you know, perfect, it wasn't trying to be perfect. The game's level design was built around the physics, so you know I can't really fault him for that. I like Metal Sonic in this game, was badass. You know, his theme, so good. You know, it did a lot. It did a lot of things right. I like the fact that there was a Death Egg Mark II. That was pretty cool. Final boss is a little weird. You know, that little egg heart thing. But it was a serviceable game. I would play it again. You know, so that goes in B tier. Ooh, time for a very unpopular opinion. Sonic Colors. I don't really like Sonic Colors that much. It's like, okay, before I preface this, soundtrack wise, S tier. But the gameplay is too simple for me. They took the daytime stages from Sonic Unleashed and stripped them of all the complexity, all the level design, and just threw in wisps in. And another unpopular opinion, I cannot stand wisps. I do not like wisps. Wisps are annoying. Man, I can't even begin to describe how much I do not like the wisps. But I mean, besides that, the game, the story-wise, is very kiddish and forgettable. This is the first time we got Roger Craig Smith in the new voice cast. I don't like Roger. He sounds very whiny all the time. You know, I blame this game for a lot of the reasons. Like, this game, for me, has a lot of. I blame it because this game created the trend that modern, current, like 2010 and above Sonic would follow, and I just cannot get over that. I'll have to make another video dissecting. I'll have to make a video on this game as well, explaining why I don't really like it that much. Level design wise, it's simple, kind of boring. Story wise, it's lame, forgettable. Soundtrack wise, it's great, but I just don't like it that much. I'll put Sonic Colors in C tier. I know that's gonna give me a lot of hate. People are gonna be like, "Oh, you're an idiot," but this is how I believe. This is how I feel. Sonic Generations. Level design wise, it's great. Get it out the way. Love Sonic Generations level design. Music also great. I put that in S. I put that in A tier actually. There's no story, unfortunately, which it would have been cool to have a story, but I mean, you know, most Sonic games nowadays don't really care about having a story. But I mean, this game doesn't really have that much to it. It's really short, 18 levels, some side missions that are kind of boring. So I'll put Sonic Generations just on like the gameplay and level design alone. I'll put that in A tier. All right. As you see, I do like a lot of Sonic games, so you know that's cool. Sonic Lost World, I hate it. It's so bad. I do not like. I will never like Sonic Lost World. Music wise, S rank. But gameplay wise and story wise, it's an E. The story is so garbage. So garbage. It's so wishy-washy. It's trying to be funny and comedic, but at the same time trying to be serious and dramatic, but it just falls flat in every regard. Roger Craig Smith is at his worst in this game. His voice is so grating. I'm supposed to be the fastest. Like, please, shut up. The gameplay wise, it's trying so hard to be Mario, but it just creates a boring, generic, and forgetful experience. Sonic Lost was probably one of the worst Sonic games I have ever played. Ever. I am not kidding about that. I do not ever want to play this game ever again. It's just so generic. I just can't get over that. If you guys want to see a video of me talking about Sonic Lost World, let me know in the comment section below. All like 3 of you that actually watch my videos. All right, now we're almost at the end. The last 2 games, mainline entries. So Sonic Mania. There's really not much for me to say that hasn't already been said. Classic revival, great game, made by Christian Whitehead. Too much nostalgia, but overall pretty fun. I'll put it in A tier. It's great. Music is great. I just wish it was more original. It had more original levels, but I respect it. It put Sonic back on the map. Even though a lot of people are using this game to push their bullshit idea that Sonic was never good in 3D, but I'm not gonna let that cloud my view on this game. All right, so next, Sonic Forces. E tier, absolutely E tier. Level design, garbage. Controls, very, very garbage. Music wise, S tier. I know a lot of people don't like Sonic Forces soundtrack because of all the synth, but I really like the synth. I like the vocal tracks for custom character, and I like classic Sonic's. I like his music, but just the level design is so bad. It's so simplistic. There's nothing to it. Go in a straight line, as Shun Nakamura said. We're gonna be blasting like a maniac. Like,
we enjoy ultimately just dashing like a maniac.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Who let that go? Who said that was a good idea? I cannot fathom that. I really cannot fathom that. But this game is so bad. I will definitely make a video on Sonic Forces. You best believe I have so much to say about this game. Even though the game was probably made with no effort, I have so much to say about this. They lied to us, telling us that it was it had a long development time, but they spent most of that time making the Hedgehog engine too. Like, it's so much garbage happened during the development of this game that I have to go over it. But anywho, this is my tier list pretty much. Let me go over and review real quick before I end the video off here. S rank, the best of the best. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like, come on, dude, that is a great game. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is Kino Sonic. That was Sonic at 2D Sonic at its peak, and probably, in my opinion, maybe just 2D games in general at their peak. I haven't played a platformer game I like more than this. Sonic Adventure 2, Pinnacle's 3D Sonic, great story, great gameplay, great music, great everything. A tier, Sonic 2, I respect it, such a great game. Sonic Adventure 1, the first big 3D entry, fun, very fun. Sonic Heroes, good music, a little slippery on the controls, but overall very great game. Sonic Unleashed, usually would be an S tier, but like I said, I haven't played the game in a while, so I put it in 8 tier. But I love this game. I like the Hedgehog, the Pinnacle, the boost formula. Sonic Generations, just Sonic Unleashed, but a little like just not as Sonic Unleashed, but with a little bit of the fat trim. Sonic Mania, classic 2D goodness. Sonic 1, how everything started. A lot of people say the game is not that good, but I think it's great. I respect it. Started off in one of my favorite franchises of all time. Sonic CD, a weird game, but a fun game. Great soundtrack. Sonic's badass. Sonic 4 Episode 2, a very slept on game in my opinion. It's not as bad as people say. Sonic 4, it's kind of boring and generic. Sonic Colors, boring and generic, and give us wisps. I hate wisps. Sonic 06, don't need to talk about Sonic 06. Everyone knows about this game. Excuse me. E rank, yeah, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Forces, garbage games that I'll probably make a video on eventually. But that's about it for this quick little video. Sorry if this video is a little weird or not that fun to watch. I just want to try out different things, because I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that get stuck making just one type of content. Ooh, weather alert. Just making just one type of content. I want to do a lot of things. So anyway, this is my tier list. Do you guys agree with me or disagree with me? Comment below, let me know. And if you always want to see more, just let me know. All right, boo.
This guy is fucking stupid.